Some people don't get tired from working. They get tired from constantly explaining themselves. Explaining why they made a choice, why they were late, why they said something, why they didn't say something. Ethan Cole was one of those people. If someone misunderstood him, Ethan corrected them. If someone criticized him, he defended himself. If someone blamed him, he immediately searched for the right words. He thought explaining himself would bring peace. But somehow, it always brought another argument. Then one Friday evening, something happened. A mistake appeared in an important project. And somehow, the blame landed on Ethan. He knew he hadn't made the mistake. But before he could say anything, his manager said, "Everyone knows you were responsible for this." Normally, Ethan would have spent an hour explaining everything. But that night, he simply looked at the screen. Then he said, "Okay," and walked away. For the first time in his life, Ethan didn't defend himself. On his way home, Ethan noticed a tiny old shop he'd never seen before. An elderly man stood outside. His name was Samuel, and beside him sat a small wooden box. Samuel looked at Ethan and said, "You look tired of explaining." Ethan stopped. Samuel handed him the box. "Carry this for 7 days. What's inside?" Samuel smiled. "That doesn't matter. Can I open it?" "No." "Can I tell people what's inside?" "No." The next morning, Ethan carried the box to work. Everyone noticed it. "What is that? What's inside? Why are you carrying it?" Ethan opened his mouth. His old instinct returned. Explain. Defend. Answer everything. But he remembered Samuel and simply said, "It's just a box." By lunch, someone started a rumor. They said Ethan was hiding something important. Someone else said the box contained money. Another person said it was a gift from the boss. Ethan heard every word, and for the first time, he let people be wrong. Felt uncomfortable, but strangely peaceful. But silence wasn't easy. That evening, Ethan received a message from the coworker who had blamed him. "You know, everyone thinks you caused the mistake." Ethan stared at the screen. His fingers moved toward the keyboard. He could explain everything. He had screenshots, emails, proof. Then he stopped and put the phone down. 7 days passed. Ethan returned to the little shop. Samuel was waiting. Ethan placed the box on the counter. "I didn't open it." Samuel smiled. "I know." Then he unlocked the box. Ethan leaned forward and froze. There was nothing inside. No secret. No treasure. No hidden message. Just an empty wooden box. Ethan looked at Samuel. "Why?" "Because you needed to learn something." Samuel looked at him and said, "For 7 days, people asked what was inside. You could have told them. You could have opened it. You could have spent every day proving them wrong. But you didn't." Ethan finally understood. Samuel tapped Ethan's chest. "The box was never the test. Your need to explain yourself was." Ethan looked down at the empty box. For years, he had carried something much heavier. The opinions of everyone around him. A week later, Ethan walked back into the office. The project mistake was still being discussed. His manager looked at him. "You still haven't explained what happened." Ethan paused, then calmly opened his laptop. He showed the evidence. No anger. No desperate defense. Just facts. And then he went back to work. Nobody applauded. Nobody gave him a medal. And that was the point. Ethan didn't need their approval anymore. He had finally learned something simple. Not every accusation deserves an answer. Not every misunderstanding needs correction. And not every person needs to understand you. That evening, Ethan placed the empty wooden box on his shelf. He smiled at it. Because now he understood what silence really meant. It wasn't weakness. it wasn't surrender. Sometimes, silence is simply choosing not to carry what was never yours. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. Sometimes your peace is worth more than being understood. If you needed this reminder today, subscribe to Glowing Flame Stories.